Solomon, you can ask them to mute. Everybody can mute, otherwise there'll be disturbance when the speaker.
Good morning, ma'am. Good evening, madam.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, madam. This is Dr. Kakan Sudhakar.
Yeah, doctor. Good evening.
Principal,
Welcome.
Government
Welcome.
Degree College.
Welcome. Welcome. మీరు మీ
Salman
స్టూడెంట్స్ కి
Garu,
కూడా
good
ఇది
evening.
సర్క్యులేట్ చేయాలా సుధాకర్ గారు?
మేడం
ఇలాంటి లింక్స్ మీ స్టూడెంట్స్ తో షేర్ చేయాలా మీరు?
అంటే మేము మా ఫ్యామిలీతో కూర్చున్నాం మేడం.
వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్, వెరీ గుడ్.
మా మిస్సెస్, నేను, మా పాప ముగ్గురు. పాపది MA పొలిటికల్ సైన్స్ అయిపోయిందండి. సివిల్స్ కి పంపిద్దామని ఆలోచన.
వెరీ గుడ్.
Deepak, good evening, Deepak. Can you just appraise us how to, the muting and things like that on the technical aspects? Can you just...
No, I have already muted, brother. All are being muted. Yes.
Okay, fine. So we'll wait for another 1 minute, as you said, and then we can start.
We have 30 participants.
So okay, please keep the videos on. Please let us see each other. This is a meeting where we can see each other. We also listen to the speaker, and as well as we get to know each other.
Dondiram, can you take a group picture? Solomon, can you take a group picture?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
ఒకసారి పిక్చర్ తీసుకోండి.
Dondiram brother, you only should take. So keep your videos on, please. Videos open. Request every one of you, please. I don't see many. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, keep it going. Yes. People nice, good big smiles. Yes. Yeah, some more videos, please, and keep sharing in the respective groups, as madam said, to your children so that they can all join. It's a very wonderful webinar. So we have 29 participants. Let us make it 50. The next one.
Murali Darshan is asking for permission. Allow him.
30 members now. Can we make it 50?
Yeah.
Can make it,
I
please.
told them. Host Dondiram is hosting the meeting. Okay.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Andy. Sudhakar garu, congratulations for the
thank you,
recent
sir.
award.
Thank you, sir.
ఏం అవార్డు వచ్చింది సుధాకర్ గారికి?
Dondiram brother, I'm not seeing Dr. Jayaraju sir. Is he there?
Sudhakar garu చెప్పండి.
సార్ మేడం, డాక్టర్ బిఆర్ అంబేద్కర్ నేషనల్ అవార్డు దళిత్ ఓపెన్ యూనివర్సిటీ నుండి ఇచ్చారు మేడం.
ఓ వండర్ఫుల్, కంగ్రాచులేషన్.
వెరీ రీసెంట్లీ ఇచ్చారు మేడం.
థాంక్యూ మేడం.
గ్రూప్ లో కూడా పెట్టాం. మిస్ అయ్యాం.
Solomon, let's start, Solomon.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I'll just count 5 numbers. Okay, this is how we always do. So after 5 numbers, counting 5 numbers, we will just start this wonderful session. Come on, let's go. 5, 4, 3. Everybody can say 2, 1. Start. Hello, everybody. Hello and welcome. Hearty welcome. Fantabulous welcome to one and all for this wonderful webinar, which we are starting after maybe about 6 months or so. So this webinar series have been started 2 years ago, and we have crossed almost 113 sessions every week. Sunday we used to conduct these sessions, and we have invited speakers, about 80 speakers over these 2 years, and more than 10,000 viewership is there. People have participated in this, and on average every week we had 100 participants coming on this Zoom session. So this is the background of this Zoom session. So we have started this under the leadership of Ratnaprabha Madam, the National President, and as well as National Secretary Baburao IPS sir, and all other our founders, our patrons. So we started this session again, so that this is a wonderful platform where we all can meet. So this is what is the background. So today we have a wonderful speaker with us. So you will hear about him and hear from him. So I request Dr. K. Baburao sir to give us the opening remarks, welcome address to the participants. Over to you, sir.
Good evening to you all, friends. I welcome you all for this first webinar of this year under the banner of Global Inform Mac. So as Salman brother was rightly telling that we conducted several meetings, roughly about 113 meetings in the past under the banner of Inform Mac. And due to some unavoidable circumstances, so it could not be continued and we discontinued it for the last 1 year. But now it has been decided by Global Inform Act national body and also the other friends that it should be restarted. And this is the first webinar we are starting now. And the duration will be decided, the frequency of the webinars will be decided later. But actually we plan for every week, but I think it may not be possible to get good speakers for every week. So it may be a fortnightly or so. So I welcome our national president, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha Garu, a former chief secretary of Karnataka, the national president of Global Inform Mac, to this webinar, and she will be the chairperson and she will be addressing you as a chief guest. And I also invite Sri Dr. Paranjyoti Garu. He is a well-known educationist of India, and he has been awarded that Vidyaratna Award. And he is known not only in India, but also he is a internationally renowned educationist and a lot of having varied experience. And his inputs to all of our members, particularly to the youth, would be very beneficial. So I invite Paranjyoti Garu also to this webinar. And I invite the national body members, whoever is present here, to this webinar. And I welcome the other members, especially the Salman, Deepak, and Dr. Jairaj Garu, who is the founder of Inform Mac, the core team, and Dondi Ramji. So I welcome all those people to conduct this webinar, to start this webinar successfully. And I welcome all the members. And actually, I thought that at least 100 members would be attending this webinar, but I think only we are having 36 now on board. So we expect that people will join late as usual, because we always join late in any meeting. So I expect that people will join more. And I request all the members to encourage the youth to participate in these webinars, because it will be very helpful for them for their future competitions and future life. So we will be inviting very expert speakers from all over India. So their inputs and their knowledge will be very beneficial to the children, youth, who are going to be the pillars of our nation and our community. So I welcome one and all, and I hand over this proceedings to Salman brother. Over to Salman brother.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Baburo sir. Baburo sir is the national secretary, doing wonderful job on the group. If you see the group, I don't know how many of your members on the Global Inform Mac group, which is a general membership of rupees 5,000, and again life membership of 50,000 rupees. More than 15 people have paid the life membership. So sir is doing a phenomenal work on the group, and as well as in the last Hyderabad meeting, he conducted a very successful meeting. That is from Dr. K. Baburao, IPS, retired General Secretary of Global Inform Mac. Now may I request Dr. Jairaju Tennetti, the one and only, the president and the founder of this Global Inform Mac, to introduce our the great leader, our shining great leader, K. Ratnaprabha IAS ma'am, the ex-Chief Secretary of Karnataka. Over to you, sir. Dr. Jairaju, sir, to introduce madam, please. Over to you, Jairaju, sir.
Jairaj garu, mic.
Thank you, Ulamparti Solomon Garu. I now introduce our National President, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha Madam, who is the former Chief Secretary of Karnataka State. In fact, I don't need to introduce, but it is a customary to introduce. That's why I'm saying a few words. Madam is well known all across the country, and she is known for her administrative abilities and also her social commitment. Actually, she is born in a family of civil servants, IAS officers. She is daughter of Katti Chandraya Garu, a very renowned person in the states of Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. She has been selected to IAS at the just age of 21 years. So you imagine by 21 years, what is our fate normally, but whereas she got selected by 21 years age. Next, she is the first woman assistant commissioner to Karnataka state. What is that place? Bidar. Sorry, madam. Bidar. She has done a phenomenal work at Bidar. That is why people fondly remember her name, and many people put their names as Ratnaprabha. There are so many children whose names are Ratnaprabha. And then later, she also worked as a collector of Bidar. So therefore, she is very much connected to Bidar district. And later, she also worked as a collector to Raichur. She is a tennis player, table tennis national champion. And she has done a tremendous work for the IT department in the state of Andhra Pradesh, combined Andhra Pradesh. What we see today as the hub of information technology and software companies in Hyderabad, it is the hard work of both Ratnaprabha madam and K. Pradeep Chandra sir. Both of them have served as secretaries to government of Andhra Pradesh in the IT department. So today we claim that IT hub of Hyderabad, actually it goes by the name of these two people. And then in Vizag, she has worked as a development commissioner to the export process zone. In the export process zone, when she was appointed, it is nothing but all jungle and bushes with the snakes and scorpions and all that. But she developed to such an extent that it provides 4,000 employment at that time when she is leaving. And you know, it is a first of its kind diamond polishing unit she has brought in. And now the country is earning about 10,000 crores out of diamond polishing unit. And we are very fortunate to have such a great personality to be our national president and to lead this great community. And this community should be indebted to her services. I'm sure Madam has said one word, I will not let you down. So, Madam, we have great hopes that this community will go and it will have a brand that you have led this community, and it goes by your name, your family name and everything. Now I welcome you, Madam, to give a keynote address, Madam.
So before we invite Madam, can we give a round of applause, huge round of applause for Madam, please, everybody, come on. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Jairaj Garu, for the wonderful introduction you have given to me. I don't know whether I'm worthy of it. I hope all of you are able to hear me. Yes, Solomon, yeah. So welcome to the first webinar after a gap of 6 months. And today we have our esteemed speaker to begin with, Dr. Paranjyoti Garu, as already introduced by Baburao Garu, and I'm sure all of you are waiting for him to speak. And I wouldn't like to take much of your time, but before I close, I would like to thank Solomon for always being a great motivator and a great, facilitator in all these. He does lovely anchoring. Baburao Garu already Solomon has mentioned. And I welcome all the members, whether it's 30 or 40, people are joining slowly to this webinar. I would like to just mention 2 points that, as you know, this Global Inform MAC was formed because we wanted to get the intellectuals of the community together. There are several political parties where members of our community are there in various political parties, but there was no forum for the intellectuals to come together, express their feelings, and do their bit for the community. So this whole Global Inform MAC was formed with the idea of getting the intellectuals of the community together. And it is now 1 year old. Of course, the past Inform MAC was headed by Jairaj Garu. Here also, he's our senior advisor. He's the chief patron out here. But then the purpose was to get the intellectuals, and many of the intellectuals have joined. And when we think of these kind of webinars, I request all the intellectuals to spread this message amongst the youth, spread it amongst your children. If you are in the teaching profession, please spread it amongst your students. The students need not belong to this community. They can belong to any community. What is needed is that, the students are exposed to the thoughts and the ideas and the message being given by the speakers. So that is one thing. And second thing is, we also had a national body meeting just now. And we decided that we should have a vision for having these, these webinars. The webinar should have a vision to reaching out to the youth of the community and also to the society, get speakers from various walks of life, and also get a feedback as to how the webinar has impacted the lives of the people who have attended the webinars, especially the youth. Our focus is on the youth because all of you are already intellectuals. All of you have reached a particular level in life, but always listening to somebody is learning. And as Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar and several other great speakers have mentioned, that education is the focus and education is a must. It is the foundation of anybody's success in life. Without education, you are nowhere. All of us here are here together because of our education. All of us have acquired a particular position in society because of our education. So education is a must. Education is the need of the hour, and it is not a luxury. It is a necessity for all our children. And that being our basis, Global Inform MAC talks of 3 E's: education, empowerment, and economic development. These are 3 important aspects for the development of the community. And today we are beginning our webinar with the main focus or the vision we have is to develop our children and those children who are in the marginalized area to do well for themselves in society through education. So education is something we are all wanting to focus on. And that being the subject today, and we could think of nobody else except our father of knowledge and education of the community, Sri Paranjyoti Garu, who is today, where? He is not in India. He is in US. Though he is in US, he has just landed yesterday in US, but he decided to give some time to speak to the community elders and also the youth on the importance of education, skill development, and how education impacts the life of all of us if we are educated. Over to you, Paranjyoti Garu, and thank you very much for being with us, even from overseas. That shows your commitment towards all of us. Thank you for being here with all of us. Welcome, and over to you.
Ma'am, thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful, words. Madam's words, those are the words, we are privileged to hear. So I just wanted to be, to make you aware that how fortunate are we to listen to such kind of words from our ma'am, Ratnaprabha ma'am. Before actually call upon the one and only the Dr. J.S. Paramjyoti sir, I wanted Deepak Gadada to introduce sir. Deepak, again is a technical host of this session for 2 years. Me and Deepak I'm the host, the technical. Deepak is a wonderful software manager. I request Deepak to introduce Dr. Paramjyoti sir, please. Over to Deepak.
Thank you so much, Solomon ji, and thanks to Madam President and Secretary sir and Dr. Tenneti sir for giving me this great opportunity. I really want to acknowledge a few of the great legendary personalities on the show today. And Dondi Ramji, I would like to request you to put off the cameras of those who are not prepared or not in a appropriate dress for the today's meeting. Okay, I see a few of them not dressed for the not in a professional attire. So please make sure you mute them because this meeting is being recorded and will be placed on the web, maybe on YouTube or somewhere on Facebook. So please be sure with that. And I would like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. R.S. Praveen Kumar sir today on the show. Maybe I would like to speak a couple of words. After the speak, sir, please be there. We're so delightful that you are here with us today. And let me give a brief introduction. There's a lot to talk about Paramjyoti sir. It's a privilege and honor for me today to give you the introduction of the legendary personality, Dr. Paramjyoti sir. So I'm trying to share my screen and hope you are able to see. Do you see something on my screen?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Okay, just a minute. Yeah, so should go the last. Okay. Yeah. Hope you see my screen now.
Yeah, we can see.
Okay, great. So so here he is, today's speaker, Dr. Paramjyoti sir. So the educational influencer and emeritus scholar, Dr. Paramjyoti sir was born in Warangal, Telangana state, and he has 40 plus years of experience as an educator. And these are the SARS educational qualifications, so big list, but let me highlight few of them. A certification in educational therapy at National Institute of Learning Development. It's in Virginia, USA. And then SAR has MPhil in education and NED and MA in English literature and BEd, BSA, agriculture botany. And SAR even has a certificate in yoga from UK. And that's the secret for his fitness. Okay, and from a little brief about SAR, I was really surprised to know that Sar has started teaching, sharing his knowledge from the age of 18 while he was in the college, in the degree college. He started giving tuitions for unprivileged students and even Sar worked for a couple of colleges in giving them, sharing his knowledge. And Sar was inspired from Jay Shankar Sar, K, a professor in his degree college where he was impressed and he followed his footprints and he started developing passion towards leadership through education. So that's the root of SAR. And Sir has held many positions earlier, uh, and Sir currently he is advisor for NISA, National Independent Schools Alliance. It's an Sir is president for Noble Human Resource Development Organization and president for BASA based an NGO organization and Shameri Foundation chairman. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about, Sir. Considering the time constraint, I would like to take you through a few highlights. And Sir has so far has been telecasted or shown on many popular TV channels like ETV, TV9, Doordarshan, ABN, TV5. So we are now on one of the famous personalities with us and talking to us today. And Sir even has conducted more than 40 episodes. I think it's 40 episodes on Pillala Chaduvulu, Pillala Chaduvulu, Pillana Grovi, Pillala Gelupu, Pillana Grovi, and episodes. These are the episodes that SAR has given on All India Radio on air. Okay, and let me take you through a few of the photographies here. SAR is with the Deputy CM Kadiyam Sri Harigaru. So here you see him, and SAR is giving motivational speaker for police officers and their families. And SAR was there on the TV night, ETV2. And on ETV, Telangana, SAR is on a debate, I guess. And on HMTV, yeah. And so, let me take you through SAR's award. SAR was awarded as a Dalit Ratna. Here you see in 2015, SAR was awarded as Dalit Ratna in Ravindra Bharati, Hyderabad. And here you see, SAR even has many international awards. So receiving Global Achievers Award in Bangkok, Thailand in 2015. And in 2007, he has received honorary doctorate in Mumbai. And here you see in 2007, Mature Scholar Award in Kottayam, Kerala. In 2004, you see receiving State's Best Principal Award at Ravindra Bharati, Hyderabad. And here you see 2014, Acharya Devo Bhava Award in 2014. And here you see the Best Teacher Award from the District Collector, Prabhakar Reddy Warangal in 2000. And here you see receiving the Best Schools Award from RJD Education Warangal. Yeah. And let me take you through of the other international meetings and from the universities as well. This is from NIT Warangal on the occasion of Ambedkar Jayanti celebration. And here the photograph of Sir with a group of legendary personalities in Ramlila Mandir, New Delhi. And in National Educators Conference, Agra, this is the photograph. And here you go, Conference of National Educational Policy, Noida, Delhi. So here you see on the SAR on the stage dais. And here the SAR is with the Ethiopia president in 2001. Great. And here with one of the world heavy weightlifter boxing champion, Evander Holyfield. And here you see Sir with a deputy president of Thailand, the former deputy president of Thailand. So many to go. So a lot of other photographs as well. Sir was presenting here in Cambridge University, London, UK. Here you see. And receiving Innovative Education Award from Cambridge University, London, UK. And with international educators in America. with the scientists in Harvard University, USA. So lot many. So I'll be sharing this complete profile, and you should all go through his profile and know about him. And we are so privileged to have him with us today. And now I don't want to keep you hold up, be the barrier between you and sir. So let me hand it over to him. So thank you, sir. I'm trying to stop the screen share.
So wow, Deepak, this is what happens when you give it to a technocrat to present, you know. This is, you must have enjoyed this presentation. Thank you, Deepak, for this. And we let us be prepared for the goal that is being dropped by Dr. J.S. Paranjyoti, sir. Over to you, sir, from USA.
Thank you very much, Salman and Deepak, respected President of our Global Inform MAC, Madam Ratna Prabha Garu, the General Secretary Baburao Garu, and the Founder President Jairaj Garu, and all the dignitaries and my dear friends, my dear relatives in the community. So thank you very much for restarting the
Sir, you are muted, sir. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the very lofty introduction given by Deepak. Thank you, Salman, for having invited me onto this webinar. Respected President Ma'am, Ratna Prabha Garu, General Secretary Garu, Baburao Garu, Founder President Jairaj Garu, and all the dignitaries of the national team, as well as all the relatives in community, those who are present in this meeting. And thank you for choosing me to be the first speaker for this new spell of webinars that intended to educate our community. I request that maybe in days to come, now we are 55 in number, 58 in number in this seminar. I think a number, one more number digit should be added. It should be more than 500 in days to come. And there are very prominent, eminent speakers awaiting to share their life's experiences to emancipate our community, and especially the youth of our community. And I'm very privileged to be and honored to be on this Global Inform MAC. Though I speak on several national and international platforms, but it gives me more satisfaction to be available to our community and to be able to give any little, any essence from the experiences that I have gained locally, nationally, and globally, that might help our community youth to scale up in their life. And coming to today's seminar topic, that this is something that is the very core from the teachings of our beloved Baba Saheb Ambedkar, that education is what decides the future of anybody. And as it was said by Nelson Mandela ji, that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world by changing ourselves. So very sadly, if we look into the statistics of education, that the ASAR report tells that only 16% of the Dalit youth are able to access quality education in this country. And the national surveys also reveal that only 27% of our 8th grade students will be able to read 2nd grade text. I mean, like any text, you take Telugu or English or anything. Okay. And a study by the India Skill Report 2023 states that 75% of the corporate companies are unable to find it is very challenging to find the candidates with the right skills for the jobs that they are offering. And it is very sad, in fact. So therefore, what is the requirement that which require our community to scale up? As earlier I was talking, the internal branding and external branding of the community requires a very serious and a drastic modification. Rebranding of the community has to take place. In order to rebrand our community, we need to think about the design on which the design that the society has rather put us into, trapped us into, has to be understood, and we have to come out of that trapped design. Okay, then only we will be able to redesign our future and our progress. So therefore, education is considered, because as far as my 40 years of experience in the field of education and thorough investigation of the causes for the shortcomings of our community, our students of our community, I deeply understand that the biggest flaw lies in the childhood education, the primary and pre-primary education. The most decisive part of the future success in education will lie in the primary education. So when the student is unable to get to the standards, expected standards by third grade, standard of reading, basically, the reading standards, if they are not attained by the third grade, it decides the future sufferings or future inconsistencies in the education of the child. But unfortunately, most of our children, because they are from the first generation of the parents that are coming into that are in the society, most of our children are not properly guided. The parents of our children, the families, are unable to realize the enormous loss the child and the families would be facing if the primary standards or primary education of the child is ignored. There are various reasons to speak about the reasons for this lies in so many aspects. Like, we are very sad to note that the parents of our children are very much ignorant about the consequences of the, or rather they are ignorant about the benefits of proper education. So being that the reason, the standards of our children are very, very weak. If you wanted to mention some of the causes, the number one cause would be the access to quality education. Whether it is the economical standard of the parents or the educational enlightenment the parents have, the access to education or quality education is something that which is the fundamental and the foremost lacuna in the journey of standardization of education of our communities. Because most of the students who are attending the schools are government schools. They are the most, in the countrywide, if you see, the government schools are the most ignored. Of course, the government is making efforts to select qualitative teachers, but a quality teacher without proper commitment, national commitment, or commitment to educate the students. If we consider, I don't think it is out of place to mention that the very fundamental objective of the Constitution is to minimize the difference between haves and have-nots. And 90% of the have-nots are Dalits, SCs and STs, and including some of the BCs. So unless these communities are developed, the constitutional objective is never fulfilled, never achieved. In order to do that we require quality education. And quality education is still a dream in like in providing quality education. Most of the governments have miserably failed. Now take to the new education, National Education Policy 2020. Even after its launch of 4 years, still we don't see enough funding and enough clarity and enough staffing or enough concrete program that decides, okay, the implementation of this national policy. So who are the losers? I have an exposure to the government schools as well as my involvement in private schools also. If at all there is some kind of education that is happening. Recently, I have been to make a study of the education system in Finland, Estonia, and Turkey. So what I found in Finland is that the entire system of education there is all skill-based. And you all are aware that Finland stands on the top of the happiness index of the world. So the most happiest people live in Finland. If I wanted to take an opportunity to talk about my observations about this trip, either in Finland or Estonia, there the fundamental structure on which the society is like designed by the government after their independence is that everybody should be happy. To make that happen, they have made it mandatory that, like, as we know that Harvard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences states that there are 8 intelligences: verbal intelligence, numeric intelligence, musical intelligence, spatial intelligence, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, interpersonal intelligence, intrapersonal intelligence, and naturalistic intelligence. So these intelligences are very much present in every individual in different volumes or capacities. A student who is verbose, okay, like if his intelligence is identified at a very young age, and if his intelligence and interest are if channelized through the educational stream that he opts for, if that is provided, he will become the best in the natural talent as well as the interest that he cultivates in education. So therefore, what they did is, whatever the child likes, if he wants to become a writer, if he wants to become a teacher, if he wants to become a bureaucrat, if he wants to become a plumber, electrician, driver, whatever it may be, the child is never pushed towards something else. The child is given that particular education that the child likes and keeps interest, so that he becomes a best driver. Even president of the country needs a best driver, isn't it? Okay. Even you need a best plumber, so that like your water wastage can be minimized. You need a best electrician, okay, where okay, the hazards that can be avoided. So the children are never discouraged, rather but encouraged to choose what they like. Okay, so that is something. And the education system is based completely on the trust model, trust and transparency. These are the 2 important things. Okay, and the quality and the social the social respect is not based on your earning, but the way you serve the community. Okay, now here, why most of our families want their children to become doctors or something else similar to that is because there is more earning. Okay, but it is not the case there. Almost anybody who works there will get similar pay package. Okay, so even there is not much difference between the neurologist salary, okay, to a naturalist salary, or a driver salary to a doctor salary. Okay, not much difference. So therefore, the choice of the career is not based on the income there. It is based on the interest. Okay, and the teacher's role and teacher's respect is raised so high in the society that teachers are the highest difficult selection to a career is teachers. A minimum qualification required is post-graduation and 5 years of teacher training, 3 years in the college, university, and 2 years on the field. Okay, so they are given the best salary, best training, and therefore the country has enough trust on the teacher, and teacher is given the freedom also of the methods to choose to teach a child. So the trust in the administration in the teacher, trust of the parent in the teacher will transform into the trust of the child in the teacher, and therefore, and the teachers trust in every child. So they believe that every child is capable of doing something in their life. Okay, so that is the reason this trust factor and transparency factors have evolved their system so well. And if that's what actually I aspired to be a parliamentarian, even in the recent elections also. My very purpose was to bring about any transformation in the educational field, which from the platform of parliament, okay, I can profess as advocate, and I can bring about changes that as a, I don't call myself an expert, but as an activist in education, I would definitely, I was sure that I would influence the government to bring about some changes, okay, in the education system. But somehow I was denied. I don't mind that, but surely I consider that in days to come, from the platform, from the communities of the oppressed, we have to have our voice given in the parliament and influence the policy for a separate, as I was telling in my earlier discourse also, I told the present curriculum in India, I mean, setting aside Finland curriculum, I talk about the Indian curriculum. Indian curriculum is mostly, it is designed based on the Brahmanical thought. Okay, so in my previous presentation in Inform Mac also, I was advising, even I have drafted a paper and presented, from Brahmanical curriculum to Bahujana curriculum we need. Okay, so then the real fruits of education will reach to our place. Coming to today's like topic, I would like to emphasize that access to education is something that which is the biggest problem of our children. Access to quality education. Access to education is there, but there is no quality in the schools that our children are attending. That is the biggest lacuna, and that is the biggest problem. Okay, and that has to be addressed. Okay, the second is the educational environment in the family, in the society, and in the institution. In these 3 areas, the educational environment is basically missing from the family. Okay, that there is no conversation that is happening in the families about the importance of education. The importance of education is cultivated in the younger minds from very childhood, and that will be instilled with the conversations that happen in the family. Okay, with the child, in between the parents. Okay, the conversation that happens about, like, for example, if the child is growing, the educational environment has to be created in our families, like at least keeping some charts, okay, making available some books, okay, talking, okay, creating some kind of learning aspiration in the child. Okay, this is all is what is missing. And coming to the next point, I would like to emphasize the cause of lack of proper educational standard is the outcomes of education. Okay, so though our children are being a part of the educational activity, still if you observe the outcomes, they are not comparable to other children. Okay, so what they are sitting in the school, they are carrying the books. Sir, Dr. P.V. Ram Garu, please. Yeah. So there, when you see the knowledge, the skills, the competencies, okay, when you see them, when you compare them with the others, our children are very much backward. The reason, as I told you, is lack of proper access to quality education, lack of creativity of that mindset or motivational mindset, aspiration, that appetite for learning is missing in our children. That is not being created in the family, community, or society, or in the school. And apart from that, there is no inclusivity also. I speak about inclusivity. The environment is not being able to involve our people. Okay, our children are not properly. There is no enough immersion in the activity. Immersion. Okay, I hope the more the immersion, the more the reception. So the factor of immersion is both emotional as well as economical also. So when you look into this, the major reason being the economical factor. Okay, so our families are not finding the opportunities for earning for the education, for investing in the education of our children. Okay, so the families that which are able to earn to invest in the education of the children are able to access quality education. So this is, and second thing is, our children are mostly drawn out of the schools to assist the parents in the labor. So child labor is one area. Okay, when you go into the rural, for the livelihood, guarantee of the livelihood, the children are pulled into the parental labor activity. So that is also, and because of the economical instability, parents are trying to like accumulate some amounts for the education of the children, but for some reason, if that amount is diverted, okay, again, what the most deprived, neglected, or the last to consider area is becoming education of the children. And second factor I would see is political factor. We don't have the political leaders of our community speaking for our community. They are the representatives by the virtue of Baba Saheb's reservations in political domain. Our representatives are going, but their voices are never for our community. They are becoming the voice of the political party, which is giving them that opportunity. That is another biggest flaw. And political parties always have the agenda. The hidden agenda is keep these communities, okay, in the same status. Okay, if they are educated, their political parties may not be the choice of these communities. So therefore, they are strategically keeping the deprived communities, I don't call it below poverty line, below educational and skill poverty line. I wanted to coin a term. It is not economical poverty, it is educational skill poverty that is keeping us below the poverty line, below the poverty line. So educational and skill poverty line is what is now we have to focus on. We have to fight, we have to agitate. We need such, now luckily we have from our organization, our Vijay, we have as a MLA in the, and we also have Krishna Prasad Garu as a MP, okay, in the Lok Sabha. We need these leaders to take up this issue and formulate such kind of policies and bring about, okay, diversion of funds and their utilization for the eradication of the educational and skill poverty of our communities. And special measures and programs should be chalked out to address this problem. So these political factors, because there's a lot of corruption and mismanagement of educational funds, and the allocation of funds is there. But one good example we can take, though there is criticism, but Delhi government has transformed its government schools. Okay, it has started implementing happy curriculum, and there's a lot of revolutionary things that are done. Kejriwal has sent a team of his teachers to Finland and to study the system there, come and implement those things here. We need to do that kind of advocacy, okay, with the government from our organizations to bring in certain special policies and programs for uplifting our youth, those are trapped under the lack of skill and lack of proper educational standards, okay, to improve. And the other factor is social and cultural factors. Yes, that still we have that mindset, let us settle for menial jobs. If you go and observe, very sadly, in most of the municipality cleaning jobs, we see our people. Okay, because we think that we are meant for those jobs. You don't see a Brahmin, you don't see a Kamma, Kapu, Velama, Reddy in those jobs. Okay, most of those sweepers, municipal sweeper jobs or cleaning jobs, we are the people who are mostly seen. Either we wanted to become nurses, our girls, okay, our boys become teachers or lab technicians or something like that. We have to come out of that particular low paid job culture, okay, to highly regarded job culture is what we have to bring in, that kind of an aspiration in our children. And of course, it happens only with the cultivating enough skills for our children. Okay, so among these problems, we have, apart from that, we have early marriages also are contributing, especially girls. Okay, most of our children, like girls, because of the early marriage and the teenage pregnancies, the girls' education is because we cannot see boys and girls separately here. And most of the girls are the ones, as Nehruji rightly said, if a man is educated in a family, only he is educated. But if a mother is educated in a family, the whole family is educated. So therefore, we have to have a special focus on building the competencies of our girl children. And lack of awareness of the parents, I must really appreciate our R.S. Praveen Kumar Garu when he was, I also worked along with him in Gurukulas, okay, social welfare residential schools. We recognized the importance of engaging the parents. Lot of melas were conducted for the parents on bringing awareness in them about the importance of education and regularity of schooling and the contribution of the parents for the education of the children. And I hope after he left those organizations, I'm given to understand they are happening, but not at the vigor at which earlier they understood. They were like doing. Okay. Now, geographical factors also are there. If we see Andhra, most of our communities are much educated. Okay. I say, I'm sorry that like our brothers, okay, they are more educated in Andhra because of the Lutheran missionaries or wherever the Christian missions are very active, there they are more educated. Okay, those who came into the fold of Christianity. So geographical factors in Telangana also, Madigas were mostly touched by the Baptists and Mennonites and Methodists. Okay, so there the families are more educated. So some demographic and geographical factors are also seen. Okay, so I request we have to review. So what are the areas that are being contributing for the development of the communities. If we make a comparative study, if you go to our because of these elections, when I was trying to contest, okay, I have been to 92 villages and about 18 tandas. I have seen there that like 40 years back, how are our Pallelu and Madiga Gudalu, okay, SC communities, the households are remain almost the same. But if you see the ST communities, we see lot of development in the Lambada communities. The reason is like they started utilizing the naturally available resources. He goes to the forest, he collects the dry wooden, like firewood, and he goes out and sells them for free. He makes money. Okay, he goes to the red soil hills, he get the red soil and sells it in the households. Even the custard apples అండి గుట్టలలోకి వెళ్ళి వాడు సీతాఫలాలు తెంపుకొచ్చేసి అమ్మేస్తాడు, పల్లీలు అమ్ముతాడు, ఎనీథింగ్ దే ఆర్ రెడీ టు డూ. ఓకే, because of which you see lot of economical development. Because of economical development, their children were attending better schools, and you see the Lambadas are very much advanced. Okay, when you observe even earlier Padmashalis, then Yadavas, then Gaudas, okay, then Mutrachis, okay, these all were working, okay, as assistants in the with the businesses of the Marwadis, or rather I can call Banyas, Komatli. Okay, but now are working with them, they have improved their skills, business skills, and now you see much of the business is in the hands of Yadava community, Gauda community. If you go to Hyderabad and see, or any other place, Gaudas, Yadavas, Padmashalis, they are all very much advanced. If you make a study of the communities, how the communities are developing, because the community should land onto the trajectory, or rather path of development. As long as you remain, okay, stuck to non-developmental mindset and practices, you remain there. Habit formation, because as you know, the 7 habits of the successful people, okay, habits of mind is another subject, that unless you change the habits of mind or habits of life or habits of thinking of our community, we still get stuck there only. Okay, I'm talking about the broader and wider population of our community, which is in the villages, which is stuck up, okay, and is unable to advance. If you see, make a study at least of the last 40-50 years, or after the independence, post-independence, we see at least 60% of our community people are still stuck up in the similar financial, educational, or social level. No improvement, no furtherness. Okay, so I request, we require, okay, if you consider what is the human capital, if you see like what is the value of the human capital of our community, collective human capital of our community. Human capital is calculated based on the knowledge, skills, competencies, dispositions, attitudes, values, okay, that which can bring you a job, that which gives you, okay, a better pay or better remuneration. Okay, when you consider a collective community average, if you take of the human capital, we are very much far behind. So if you want our community, we have to take it as a movement. We have to create a movement of transformation of the community. It will not happen, of course. If you observe also, there are many communities that have evolved. As I was mentioning to you, some communities like Gauda, Yadava, okay, Mutras, okay, all these all Padmashali. When you see the South India Nadar community, okay, these are all the communities that have made enormous progress because they have made a change in their mindset, okay, in their skill set. They have come out of their community-based jobs, okay, the job set. They have escaped the trap of the community job set, and they have got into the entrepreneurial domain, okay, and then they started that growth, okay. So therefore we require what we require is like we need training of our youth, okay, and we need a kind of separate curriculum that can really bring. This is what is I was emphasizing, okay, when I was also participating in most of the teacher training, principal training programs in these social welfare led Gurukula programs. I was emphasizing for a separate curriculum, because the curriculum for the oppressed, okay, in Brazil, there is one educational reformer, okay, Pereira, okay, he was the one who was advocating for a separate curriculum. I mean curriculum in the sense that which addresses, I mean, which can give some kind of a motivation, okay, the success stories from rags to riches, or you call from doom to fame, something of that sort, like where our individuals have scaled. See, a lot of our people, those who are nothing one day, because of changing their mindset and their goal set or skill set, they are something very notable, and they have reached a very worthy position in our society. So this kind of role models are what are required, okay, to be given to our children. So now, if we don't, coming back into the theme of the day, if our educational quality of our children is not designed based on the gap, educational gap we have, or educational standard gap we have, we cannot go further. If the gap is not filled, the child will not be able to continue and progress in the journey of learning. So therefore, we have to identify those educational gaps and should take our community forward. And at the same time, we have to also look for the skill set. Okay, we can tell the children. See, the other day, when I was returned, I think this experience of mine is worth sharing, okay, to make our audience understand about the mindset. When I was returning from Finland, I had set up another 3 meetings in Delhi with the different people involved in education. So when I was going from one meeting to another meeting, I called for Uber and I got into the Uber. Generally, whenever I travel, I make a conversation either with the driver or the co-passengers about the education of their children. When I was talking to the driver about the education of his child, he told he's yet to have children. Then I was curious to build my communication because I had another 20 minutes of journey. Then I asked him, how old is this vehicle? It was appearing to be very new. Then he told me that it is just 2 days old. Right. Then I told him it is a very basic model of Maruti car that he has taken for Uber. Like when I was in Finland and Estonia, all the taxis I was traveling were all Mercedes-Benz. Okay. So a sudden change is what I experienced. So I asked him, why didn't you go for a bigger model, better model? Then he told me, sir, my finances are limited to this. Then I was citing, okay. I was telling him that where you have bigger aspirations, there you can make better collections and so on, okay, or savings, and then you can make. So then I was giving a kind of narration that to buy this, you might have made a lot of survey, okay, for your budget, for your down payment, for your EMI, okay, bank loan, rate of interest, everything that you calculated, and you arrived at a point that even the maintenance, mileage, everything you might have calculated and came to here. Okay. Then when this discussion was going on, we happened to stop by a signal, okay, traffic signal. Then by the side of my this vehicle, there is an auto. By the side of auto, there is a manual rickshaw, right? So then I was telling this driver that, see Babu, that rickshaw driver, he might be driving, he is like around his late 50s. Then I told him that rickshaw driver might be driving that same rickshaw for more than couple of decades, but he never thought, why not I become a auto driver? This auto driver was driving this auto for several years, but he never thought, aspired, why not I become a taxi driver? Okay, because of lack of that aspiration, okay, they remained at the same place. आपको भी जरा आगे सोचो और 3-4 सालों में अच्छा गाड़ी लेने के लिए सोचो, आपसे होंगे, जरूर होंगे। ओके, अगर वो रिक्शा वाला भी, अगर मुझे ऑटो रिक्शा वाला बनना है बोल के वो सोच कुछ उसमें वो सोचने लग रहे, ही वाज थिंकिंग मेरे से नहीं होता, हाउ कैन आई बिकम एन ऑटो ड्राइवर, मेरे से इतना ही होते, मैं यही रहूंगा बोल के सोच रहे थे। इसीलिए वो वही है, ऑटो रिक्शा वाले कभी मैं टैक्सी ड्राइवर बनने के लिए नहीं सोचे, नहीं तो वो कंपैशनेटली नहीं सोचे, इसीलिए वो वही है। सो my conclusion with this, sharing this experience with you is that unless we create a self-image, self-aspiration, self-trust in our community, that why not I become? For that, we need role models. We need stories, success stories. We need stories from the community that have made it to that riches from rags. Okay, so for that we need to work. Okay, each of us, we have to invest our time. Okay, we have to keep investing our time, reaching out into our communities, gathering our people, talking to them. Begin with one fellow. Okay, gather 2, 3, 4, 5, a small group. Okay, instill them. I have, honestly speaking, there is a lot of experienced retired, I call it as a big army of our community is going waste. Okay, they can really, they are sufficiently economically, I think they are getting their retirement pension and other things. I think their children are very much settled now. Okay, now we have to look for village adaptations. Every retired officer of our organization should go beyond and go, okay, to make this happen. And skill building is very much essential. Let us give our children a dream, our youth a dream, that they can make it. They have to make it. And I don't think I can take more time on what type of skill building should be done and what areas they should really explore in going. Okay, what are the money making domains, are like, business or entrepreneurial areas our children can go, what kind of skill set they need. I can go very much detail into it, but I consider I limit to here, and I will be ready to take 1 or 2 questions from the audience also. Like if I fail to give, okay, if I left any area that can really, I wanted to give a broader outlook about the requirement. I told you the position. I wanted to the audience to please bring to the table any questions that you would like to like me to really add, so that this webinar or this meeting can be become more meaningful. I leave it to Mr. Solomon. Okay, but there is hope. Okay, there is light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay, but what we need is we have to march in the tunnel. Let us not remain where we are and blame that we are trapped in the pitch, okay, darkness. Okay, but let us make our way out. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Dr. J.S. Paramjyoti, the international educator. So, sir has, given a glimpse of Finland. We none of us know, even I never have heard about it. That happiness quotient and the Finland education, which is skill-based, out and out skill-based. So, sir has a depth of a sea of knowledge about that. Sir will definitely share with us over the period of time. So thank you very much, sir, for that. J.S. Paramjyoti, sir, we are so fortunate to have you today, and we would like to have your lectures over the period of time, inspiring our parents to take the children in the skill base, and as well as build up their dreams, as you have said, and you have touched upon very fundamental points how the communities have to be developed. So thank you very much, sir, for that. And I call upon the Dondiram M. Karkare, who is the man behind this this webinar series again. Dondiram, can you please give a vote of thanks for all the people and participants and about the program itself? Over to Dondiram.
Salamparthi, sir has
Before the vote of thanks, we can have question answer sessions, brother.
Oh,
So if
okay,
anybody
sorry,
has
sir.
any
I'm
question.
sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Yes, sir. Jairaj, sir, you're saying something.
No, I
Yes,
am
sir,
only
sir,
thinking about that only.
Oh,
Sir
yes,
said
sir.
that he is likely to take
Okay, sir. Yeah,
questions now.
brother, sir is here. So you have heard such a great in-depth lecture. Of course, it is a very superficial. Sir has touched a very superficial about that, gave an introduction of sorts. So if you have any question, just raise your hand or you can unmute yourself and ask question directly to sir himself, Dr. Paramjyoti.
I want to just compliment it.
Please, go. Please, sir.
I'm so glad that we have restarted the webinars after a significant gap. I was only worried about, managing this conducting webinars is not an ordinary job. It requires a lot of commitment and you have to spare a lot of time because you have to organize.
Sir, kindly start your video. Please start your video, sir. Yes,
We
yes.
have to organize the speaker. We have to spare time. We have to organize our audience also. So therefore, it is not an ordinary job. It is an opportunity actually. It's a great opportunity for us without spending any money. We are getting the benefit of learning from so many scholars and great people in their own field. So this must be utilized by our people to the maximum extent. To the maximum extent, as Paramjyoti sir has said, it is not 50 or 60, it must be 500 to 600. Add another 0. Okay, the audience are requested to disseminate this information to one and all, that there is no barrier, not necessarily to be a member of a Global InformMac. Anyone can join, especially the youth. Because they are the future citizens of the nation. They need lot of encouragement, they need lot of support, they need lot of motivation. Therefore, please disseminate this information that a great program is going on by the Global InformMac. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Paramjyoti sir, for giving a great opportunity of listening to your wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir.
As usual, you're always an asset to the people. not only to the community, but to the people of the world.
Thank you, sir. Salman, Mr. Salman,
Yes, sir.
one Devidas and one Deepthi are waiting for.
Deepthi, can you please unmute yourself and open your video and ask the question to sir, please?
Thank you thank you everybody. I am Devapal Mundapudi from Guntur. Deepthi is my daughter name. I am unable to talk in English, so I would like to talk in Telugu. Please permit me.
Please,
Okay,
please
go
start your video, sir. Please start your video.
Video muted me my video host, but I am not able to in video. Please unmute my video. I request host.
Yes, sir. Go ahead. You can ask your question, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
Salman, please tell people to be crisp and sharp about their.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, yes. Sir, please be very crisp, sir. Devapal, sir. Good evening. Please be very crisp, short and sweet. You ask the question.
Yeah, just I would like to say one word. I felt very happy to participate in the Zoom meeting. Paranjoti sir given the great message and also చాలా గొప్ప అద్భుతమైనటువంటి అనాలిసిస్ ఇచ్చాడు. నేనైతే ఈరోజు ఈ జూమ్ లో పాల్గొనటం చాలా సంతోషంగా భావిస్తున్నాను. ఇప్పుడు నేను రియలైజ్ అవుతున్నాను, ఇంకా నేను ఎందుకు మ్యాక్ లో మెంబర్ని కాలేకపోయానా అని చెప్పని. ఏదేమైనా నా సంతృప్తిని తెలియజేయడానికి ఈ సమయాన్ని నేను వినియోగించుకుంటూ పరంజ్యోతి గారికి ఒక చిన్న రిక్వెస్ట్ చేయాలనుకున్నాను. ఏదైతే ఇప్పుడు మీరు ప్రజెంట్ చేశారో ఆ ప్రజెంట్ చేసినటువంటి ఈ మొత్తాన్ని తెలుగులో మీరు ఏదైనా ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేసి పేపర్ గా మీరు కనుక మన గ్రూప్ లో పంపించగలిగితే చాలా అద్భుతమైనటువంటి ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఉంటుంది. మీరు మాట్లాడి అది ఒక్కటే నా రిక్వెస్ట్. ప్లీజ్ కన్సిడర్ మై ప్లీజ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ ఎవ్రీబడి. థ్యాంక్ యూ వన్ అండ్ ఆల్.
Over to you, sir. So thank you very much, Devapal, sir. So next, Dr. Devdas Tumkute, over to you, brother. Ask your question, please. Very crisp and very short.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, sir. Are you listening, sir?
Yeah.
Hello.
Kindly raise your voice. Yeah.
Sir, myself, Professor Devidas Tumkunte from Bidar, Karnataka. Are you listening, sir?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear you.
sir.
Go ahead.
You are being heard.
Please go ahead.
Today I am very, very happy to listening some Mr. Sir's thoughts regarding education. What he suggested and what he expressed his ways regarding modern education and skill based. That too particularly concerned to our society, our community. It is very beautiful talk, sir. But while we are experiencing as a teacher in colleges and schools, especially in Karnataka, that too in Bidar district, government are providing various facilities, provisions to uplift the community. But our own people, our parents, our ancestors, they are not taking so interest to promote their children to educate them in a proper way. We are gathering here and there and giving some guidelines to the people, but we are not appropriate step to resolve this problem, sir. This is one of the important drawback of our community. While we are visiting some places like government hostels, social welfare hostel, backward hostels, there we cannot see our students as much in participated or they have taken admissions in hostels, and particularly they are lacking behind to compete in education and to have and enjoy the government facilities in these days. Another thing is that our team of the society, they are misleading to our young generation. Particularly, somehow we observed here in Karnataka, particularly Hyderabad, Karnataka region, our community people are converting into Christianity. That is also one of the drawback. Sir already expressed his ways, but how we can uplift our community through the education regarding all these basic problems, sir?
As a teacher, believe in one thing, sir.
Yes, sir.
As a teacher, I believe in one thing. Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
How we can.
Hello.
How we can.
Yes, yes. Yes, yes.
How can we? How can we?
అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, పరంజ్యోతి గారు అన్మ్యూట్ చేయండి, మ్యూట్ అయింది మీ ఫోన్.
యా ఐఎమ్ దేర్ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ సార్. మీరు చెప్పిన ప్రాబ్లంకి ఒక విషయం చెప్తాను, నేను ఒక సంఘటన చెప్తాను. నిజామాబాద్లో ఒక 3500 మంది టీచర్లకు ఒక రోజు ట్రైనింగ్ ఇస్తున్నాను నేను. సో ఆ ఒక టీచర్ లేపి అడిగాను నేను, అమ్మా మీ హెడ్ మాస్టర్ గారు పేరెంట్స్ వచ్చి మిమ్మల్ని ఒక విషయం అడుగుతున్నారు, లైక్ ఇట్ ఈస్ దే ఆర్ ఆస్కింగ్ దట్ వై ది చైల్డ్ ఈజ్ అనేబుల్ టు లెర్న్ దో యు ఆర్ టేకింగ్, ఎందుకు వై ద చైల్డ్ వై యు ఆర్ అనేబుల్ టు టీచ్ దిస్ చైల్డ్ టు లెర్న్ అంటే మీరు ఏం చెప్తారు అని అడిగాను. అడిగితే దట్ టీచర్ టోల్డ్ మీ దట్ sir, I taught 100 ways 1000 times but the child is not learning, that is the status. నేను అప్పుడు ఆమెతో అన్నాను, I told that teacher, madam, but the boy that who is listening to this conversation is unable to tell but he is thinking in his mind, madam మీకు వచ్చిన 100 తీర్లు చెప్పారు, 1000 సార్లు చెప్పారు, you might have taught me the 100 ways that you know and 1000 times that those 100 ways, okay, but you didn't attempt to teach me that one way that how I learn. If you could have attempted that one way how I learn, I would have learned. Hope you got it. I got the answer. మనము వాళ్ళకి ఎన్ని తీర్లు చెప్పినా వినట్లేదు అంటే వాళ్ళు వినేదే ఒక విధానం ఉంటుంది సార్. ఆ విధానం దొరికేంత వరకు మనం చెప్తూనే ఉండాలి అంతే. ఏదో ఒక రోజు రియలైజ్ అవుతారు. ఈ ఒక సీడ్ వేస్తూ వెళ్ళాలి మనం. ఆ సీడ్ ఏదో ఒక రోజు జర్మినేట్ అవుద్ది. సమ్ టైమ్స్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ ఇమీడియట్ రిజల్ట్స్ ఆల్సో అండ్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ గో ఇన్ టు దట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ డిసప్పాయింటెడ్ మైండ్. ఓకే, మనం వీ హ్యావ్ టు కీప్ ఆన్ గోయింగ్.
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే, సాల్మన్ గారు ఉన్నారా?
టీచర్లుగా మనం అనుకుంటాం కదా, అందుకని మనం చేస్తూనే వెళ్ళాలి. when we keep on doing things we will get to that place.
You're right. Okay, sir.
Anybody else is there?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Where is Solomon?
No, I will take over.
Mulamparthi.
So there are no questions, sir. Now, no more hands. One more person is there.
Dondi Ramji.
Ha, sir.
So I think R.S. Praveen Kumar garu unte, I think he can talk for some time. He can address.
Okay.
If he's
Yes, we can.
Sir, I am very much there.
Welcome,
Yes.
welcome, Praveen Kumar garu. Welcome. I think we
thank
need
you very much
your
for this.
expertise and your experience.
No, I am not at all an expert. I am still a student, and I loved listening to Dr. Paranjyoti garu as usual. And then I congratulate you and then appreciate the effort by InfoMac organization. So I'm in the group, sir. I'm in the WhatsApp group, so I keep watching the conversation out there. Only one important thing is in addition to what Dr. Paranjyoti garu has just expressed in his wonderful presentation about his experience. Sir, politics are not going to change the destiny of our community. It is, I have seen politicians from that side also. Like, I've been in assembly sessions, as an officer, I had the opportunity of talking to scores of politicians. The politicians who are in the ruling party and the politicians in opposition party. I've attended quite a few review sessions by the committees of politicians in the executive committee halls of assemblies. The sum and substance of their conversation was they always express helplessness. I'm talking about the politicians from scheduled caste and scheduled tribe communities.
Yeah.
So they are really wonderful in appreciating our work, and then they thank the social welfare commissioner or the tribal welfare commissioner openly in the halls, and then they also express their gratitude to the officers who are doing good work on the floor of assembly. But privately, they take us to their chambers, and then in the corridors of the chambers, they express that one of our members must be an agent of chief minister. So we don't want to express our woes, but the fact remains that all of us are very dissatisfied. We don't have any control over the budget that is being allotted to our department. Neither we have the control over the expenditure that is being done with the budget that has been allotted to the department. Even after the expenditure is done, the finance is not releasing the bills to the social welfare or tribal welfare department. All this is related or connected to a person called chief minister. Unless a chief minister is scared of these people, that won't happen. So chief minister generally, when they select the MLA candidate, they select the only yes man. That is the fact. Or they are financially weak. Again, that is also a fact. So they fund these politicians, and then they see that they are elected. But on and off, what happens is sometimes history gives us a chance. For example, in United Andhra Pradesh, in 2013, Telangana vegetation was in peak, and the ruling Congress dispensation was trying to appease all the politicians, particularly the marginalized communities, because the Kiran Kumar Reddy in those days thought that if these people also join the side of either Jagan or the KCR or so on and so forth, so my position would become very weak. So that precarious condition was exploited cleverly by Damodar Raj Narasimha Garu and the present health minister of Telangana, and Shake Shailajanath and Kondri Murli Mohan, and of course there were a couple of bureaucrats who worked in the background. So all these people have exploited, and then they bulldozed Chief Minister Kiran Kumar Reddy to come up with scheduled caste sub-plan. And I was witness to all this revelation. That's why I'm able to tell you the details in a vivid manner. That has done a tremendous favor to the community in the first 2 years. So first 2 years, I am the beneficiary of that scheduled caste sub-plan as an officer. So from 300 crores, our budget went up to 3,000 crores. I'm talking about scheduled caste only. These 3,000 crores, with these 3,000 crores, I've been able to build wonderful schools. Otherwise, our children, both boys and girls, used to sleep in the classrooms, and again wake up in the same classrooms. And then daytime, they used to sit on the floors and then listen to the teachers. And then were no teachers at all. At one go, these 3,000 rupees were spent on the infrastructure by giving minimum scope to the corruption. Just telling an example, sir. So, but that opportunity comes very rarely, sir. Not always such opportunities come. Not always you have the weaker governments. And then when there are stronger governments like Narendra Modi, like KCR, or Revant Reddy or Chandrababu Naidu, so we always remain in the margins, and then we only make a noise. But otherwise, that won't happen. The second point I wanted to mention, and I shared this with Mr. Jayarazu, Dr. Jayarazu, and then Salman Vulamparthi. Sir, Dr. Paranjoti was talking about going to the community, taking the role models to the community. Sir, this is extremely important. I repeat, bold letters, font size 72, and italics, and underline it. I'm emphasizing on it again and again. Unless we go to the communities as accomplished people, whether you're retired or serving, it doesn't matter, sir. We must go to these Madiga colonies. Today, I came back from a Madiga colony, which is on Andhra Telangana border, a place called Pedavedu. There is a huge church. Then there are so many huts around the church. The church is very huge, 3-storied church. All people go to the church. They have adopted Christianity as their religion and all, fine. But that has not made a significant gains in their socio-economic profile or socio-economic trajectory. Then what is the missing link here? Missing link is they are not aware of the people who have been accomplished, who have been successful in their communities. So today, these think tanks, they are restricted to WhatsApp groups, Zoom calls, and other conversations. Other intellectual conversations are maybe on and off. We meet in the hotels and then we exchange pleasantries and then we exchange ideas. That's a good thing. If even that is not done, then probably we will be we will be kind of very loose.
Extinction.
So my point here is, sir, like if I told Salman and Dr. Jayaraj Garu, we have to create a tour like a Michael Jackson. He goes from a country to country on a tour in an air-conditioned bus with carefully planned meetings. Similarly, we have to go from a kind of mandal to mandal, which is a very carefully planned tour, very well funded by giving a caravan to people like Salman, who are motivational speakers, and taking Madam Ratna Prabha, taking Mr. Babura, who is a retired IPS officer, taking Krishna Prasad Garu, who is the MP, and then Vijay Bonela, or there may be so many industrialists in our communities. And in bits and pieces, we should take them and then we should request them to unpack their stories so that our people can listen to them. Talking to YouTube and all is fine, sir. The people can conveniently listen to all these videos, but nothing like going to the communities and touching them physically, sir. And it costs some money, I understand. But we must spend on that, sir. As recently as June 30th, we all went to Delhi, sir. We called all the chamas and then jatavs of Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and Bihar, Rajasthan. We called all of them. Most of the 90% of them were chamas. And they came to the Shah Auditorium, which was 3,000 people. And we brought all young IAS, IPS officers, and we made them to sit on the auditorium. We felicitated them and we requested them to share their journey. How did they come to a place where they are today? So they shared all the tips and tricks and preparation for exams, so on and so forth. It costed us 14,25,000 rupees. And I had to run from a pillar to post to raise that money. And then I got little support from our community, but larger support from a lot of other people who doesn't belong to our community. But I arm twisted them and I got the money. And then I conducted that program. And on 20th, I'm going to Bhopal because our people's condition in northern India is much more pathetic when compared to southern India. So southern India is slightly more blessed when compared to northern India. Northern India is so much of oppression, so much of backwardness. You can't define words. So next we are going to have it in Rajasthan in November. Similar, this is a tour, sir. We are going to take people like Tina Dabi, who was civil service topper, scheduled caste community. Then we are going to take Kanish Kandre Kataria. Then we are going to take some of the accomplished entrepreneurs and take them to people. And then look, you can also do business. Look, he's a doctor. So with this approach, sir, I have produced 1,500 doctors, MBBS doctors from social welfare residential schools. Even I have left the institution 3 years ago. Even today, the same institutions are producing not less than 400 doctors, sir. So what I am trying to tell you, it is not the politicians who are going to change. Their impact will be there, but history will give us rare opportunities to grab that kind of, for example, today Narendra Modi is in minority government. It's a good thing so that our people, whoever is in the government, like whether it is Jiten Ram Manji or Dr. Virendra Kumar or so on and so forth, so or Murugan for that matter, so they will be able to do something substantial, or at least there will be some significant, contribution, but it won't happen always, sir. So in such cases, I think parallelly, what Inform Mac is doing, or what Sveros Network is doing, what Dr. Devaya's Nadam Foundation is doing. So all of us, we have to have a common direction, and then we must create a solid movement and sustain that momentum by contributing little bit of money, sir. Otherwise, gratis, nobody is going to work, and we have to pay to the people. We have to pay for the transport. We have to, organize very good auditorium. We have to pay for the transport of the listeners, audience also. Like we had almost spent 7 lakh rupees for the transport of the audience, because people are very poor. They are not going to spend that much amount of money. So this is what these are my 2 cents. Otherwise, it's a great session. I really enjoyed listening to Dr. Paranjyoti garu, and then I also listened to Ratna Prabha ma'am and others. So definitely such sessions must go on. But sir, let me tell you again and again, unless we go to the communities physically by spending amount of money, this is not going to happen. So let's have a tour. Let's have a very well planned tour, both in Andhra and Telangana, Karnataka, wherever our people are in huge numbers, and let us spend money on this. If necessary, let us sell some gold, or let us take some money out of bank accounts and then invest on our community, and it's not going to go waste, sir. This is my sincere suggestion. So thank you very much, and then I'm always at your disposal. So whenever I'm into politics, and then I'm free. So whenever you require my services, I'm willing to spare my time. With even space. So thank you very much, and I wish you all the very best, sir. Thank you. Jai Bhim.
Thank you, R.S. Praveen garu, for your very valuable suggestions. So it is required. Actually, we have to go to the field. We have to go to the Madiga, Vadas and all those things. That is well taken. And we have been planning actually to form the district committees, and through district committees, we want to go to every nook and corner of the district. I think we will be successful in that venture by this year end. So we are working on that. And other points that you have raised is very valid. We cannot depend upon politicians. Our politicians are very weak, and it is only, especially in Andhra and Telangana, it is one man show. Only chief minister runs the government. All others are immaterial. So one should be connected to the power, and we should have some power center. So that is very validly taken. And I think the GMAC will discuss this matter in the next general body meeting and take suitable decisions in this matter. So thank you very much. And Paranjyoti garu, do you want to reflect anything on this?
Yeah, surely. I mean, whenever we met also, we felt of that. So as I was talking about, like, literature remains in the hands of people. When we publish the success stories of our people, at least one or the other youth will be touched by it. And then we can also create a network, okay, where somebody can call and seek some kind of guidance and so on. So we have to pull up the experts in different domains and make a like directory, okay, and make that available.
Dr. Paranjyoti garu, and then Sir Baburao sir, there is one suggestion. If you permit me, I want to share.
Can somebody please take care of that?
Dondiramji,
you mute everybody.
Can we mute?
Then
Yes, yes.
Baburao sir.
Yeah.
Please go ahead.
Please
I
go ahead.
have last year I read a book written by Dr. Tenneti Jayaraj.
Yeah.
The title of the book is Madigalu Nedu Repu. It is one of the best books I've ever read, sir. It must be made as a mandatory reading for all our community people. I'm not trying to apply flattery here. This is a fact. So my wife and I, both of us read the book. It is really good, sir. So this must be made available to all people in our community, sir. The title of the book is Madigalu Nedu Repu. one of the best books I've ever read, sir. So please make it as a mandatory reading, and then maybe we can have a session on that book. Similarly, there is another book written by Professor Y.B. Satyanarayana. That is Ma Nayana Balaya, My Father Balaya. It is another amazing piece on the importance of education, sir. So that also must be written. I think Dr. Pagitipati Devaya also is coming up with another biography of him. So that would be really nice. And particularly these two books, Madigalu Nedu Repi is a very well researched, very well observed, and then very easy to read and then easy to grasp. Then second is Manayana Balaya also. It goes like a story, and it's a slow story. And I would request everyone to read this book and then come for a in a discussion. That would be really nice, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, definitely we will do something in that.
In continuation,
book Madiga Pramukulu. Madiga
మాదిగ ప్రముఖులు నేను చూడలేదండి. మాదిగలు నేడు రేపు అంటే నా దగ్గర ఉంది ఆ బుక్, కానీ చదవలేదు. మాదిగలు నేడు రేపు ఐ రియల్లీ ఎంజాయ్డ్ ద రీడింగ్ దట్. థ్యాంక్ యూ
సార్.
పరంజ్యోతి గారు ఏదో చెప్తున్నారు.
400 మాదిగ ప్రముఖులు.
Yes, sir. Yes. Yeah, we have seen it. ఇలాంటిదే నేను అనేది ఏంటంటే, అసలు అంటే వాళ్ళ గతం ఏంటి, వాళ్ళు ఏ పద్ధతులు అవలంబించినందువలన ఈ శిఖరాలను అధిరోహించారు, ఓకే మీరేం చేయగలుగుతారు అనే ఒక సందేశాత్మకమైనటువంటి ఒక చిన్న బుక్లెట్స్ మనం పిల్లలకి అందుబాటులో తీసుకురాగలిగినట్టయితే ఐ థింక్ ఒక ట్రాన్స్ఫార్మేటివ్ థింకింగ్ అనేది స్టార్ట్ అవుతుంది అనేది ఒక వైపు నుంచి. రెండవది, ఈ అంటే ప్రపంచంలో ఎవరు ఒక పారాడైమ్ షిఫ్ట్ తీసుకురాగలిగినా కూడా కమ్యూనిటీస్ లో అది యాత్రల వల్లనే ప్రారంభమైందండి.
ಮಳೆ ಬಂದಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಮಳೆ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು.
సో అది అంటే గోయింగ్ టు ద పీపుల్ ఈజ్ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ సార్. వాళ్ళు మన దగ్గరికి రారు. ఈవెన్ యాజ్ ఎడ్యుకేషనిస్ట్, ప్రైమరీలో ఒక టీచర్ ఈజ్ ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ టు గో టు ద ఐ లెవెల్. అంటే చిన్న పిల్లలు పేరెంట్స్ అయినా టీచర్ అయినా పైనుండి మాట్లాడకుండా ఈ పిల్లవాడి హైట్ ఇంత ఉంటుంది అంతే, 3 ఫీట్లు, ఈయన 5 ఫీట్లు, అంత ఎత్తు మాట్లాడకుండా కిందికి వచ్చి చైల్డ్ ఐ లెవెల్ కి వెళ్ళి మాట్లాడాలి. అంటే దట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ ఈజ్ ఎన్ ఐ ఓపెనర్ టు ఆల్ ఆఫ్ us. ఇట్ సింబలైజెస్ మనం వాళ్ళ లెవెల్లోకి వెళ్ళి వాళ్ళ అందుబాటులోకి ఉండి వాళ్ళతో కూర్చొని వాళ్ళని దగ్గర తీసుకొని మాట్లాడితే కలిగే ఇంపాక్ట్ చాలా ఎక్కువ ఉంటుంది. సో అది ఆ యాత్ర మీరు ఒక్కసారి చూస్తే ప్రపంచంలో అన్ని, ఇప్పుడు రాహుల్ గాంధీ కూడా ఈ చేంజ్ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది, జోడో యాత్రతోటే వచ్చింది. బీజేపీ ఎందుకు వచ్చింది, రథయాత్రతోటే వచ్చింది. స్వాతంత్రం ఎట్లా వచ్చింది, ఉప్పు సత్యాగ్రహం యాత్రతోటే వచ్చింది. ఇవన్నీ యాత్రలే. ఈవెన్ వైఎస్ఆర్ రావటానికైనా చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు రాయటానికైనా యాత్రలు చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. అదొక పారాడైమ్ షిఫ్ట్ తీసుకొస్తాయి. కాబట్టి మనం ఖచ్చితంగా రానున్న రోజుల్లో అందరం ఏ ఏరియాకి బస్ వెళ్తే అక్కడున్న ప్రముఖులు అంటే ప్లాన్ అప్ అండి ప్రోగ్రామ్, అక్కడ ఉన్నటువంటి ప్రముఖుల్ని మనం యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ తీసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళాలి. ఆ యాత్ర అనేది అట్లా వెళ్తూ ఉండాలి. ముందు ఒక టీం వెళ్ళి ప్రిపరేట్ చేస్తుంది, ఈ టీం ఒకటి, తర్వాత వెనక ఒక టీం దాన్ని కన్సాలిడేట్ చేస్తుంటూ రావాలి. ఇవన్నీ స్ట్రాటజైజ్ చేసి ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ చేసి ఒక షెడ్యూలింగ్ చేయటం అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. లెటర్స్ అట్లీస్ట్ నేషనల్ బాడీలో దీన్ని నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఒక అజెండా లాగా పెట్టుకొని థింక్ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం ఉందని నేను కంక్లూడ్ చేస్తున్నాను. థ్యాంక్ యూ.
షూర్. నెక్స్ట్ మీటింగ్లో మనం దీని అజెండా పైన డిస్కస్ చేద్దాం. అండ్ వీ ఆల్సో ప్రే ఫర్ మోర్ అండ్ మోర్ ఆర్ఎస్ ప్రవీణ్ కుమార్స్ విల్ కమ్ ఇన్ టు ద గవర్నమెంట్. బికాజ్ ఆయన ఉన్న పీరియడ్లో స్టేట్లో ఎంత పని జరిగిందో అందరికీ తెలుసు. సో అలాంటి కమిటెడ్ ఆఫీసర్స్ ఉండటం కూడా చాలా మన కమ్యూనిటీలో చాలా అరుదు. అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఉండి చేస్తే చాలా మంచిది. సో అలాంటి వాళ్ళు రావాలని కూడా మనం కోరుకుందాం.
సోషల్ స్టడీస్ గుప్తుల స్వర్ణయుగం అంటారు కదా, సో సోషల్
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ
గారిది ఒక స్వర్ణయుగం,
సోషల్ వెల్ఫేర్ డిపార్ట్మెంట్ లో స్వర్ణయుగం. సో ఓకే, Dondiramji, over to you. I think Salman is there or not?
No, he's not there, sir. One person has raised his hand. Maybe we can give him a chance.
Yeah.
Someone has.
You can give him because it is already 9 o'clock. We have to close it.
Okay.
Right.
We can proceed for vote of thanks, sir.
You can give that one person the chance. What is asked?
No, he just lowered his hand. Let me
It is lowered his hand. Okay. Then,
now he has again raised his hand. Yes, sir. Please, you can go ahead and please. ask.
Call him name and
Thank you for giving me a chance, sir. My
Yes,
name
sir.
is Kevin Kumar, and thanks for
Please
giving me
start
a
your
chance
video, sir.
to speak.
Please
Right
start
now
your
I'm
video.
traveling. Right now I'm traveling, so maybe
please start your video. Please
yes, I have
start. Yeah.
already started. Yeah, we can take the example of a Jain community, like they used to come and gather at one point, and they discuss something, and they support each other. And with the same example, we can take as a Japan. The development is very impressive. So what I saw is in a rural area, there is a Ambedkar Bhavan in every village, and all is need is we can implement a one trainer along with the one internet service and one computer, and we take only 5 mentors or 10 mentors, like 5 students, and we can train them. Like it's like a start a basic step, we can say.
I think he has a signal drop.
Yeah.
You can conclude, Andy.
Yeah. Don't
You
be
can-
Yes.
Yeah.
Good evening to everyone. So on behalf of Global Inform Mac, I will be giving the vote of thanks. I extend my heartfelt gratitude to all who made today's inaugural session of our webinar series a resounding success. First and foremost, I would like to thank our esteemed President of Global Intellectual Forum, Srimati K. Ratnaprabha, IAS retired, for inaugurating this series. Your presence and inspiring words have set a powerful tone for our mission to educate our community students and youth in various essential knowledge and skills. Thank you, dear madam. A special thanks to Dr. K. Baburo, IPS retired General Secretary of Global Inform Mac, for being with us today to witness this significant step. Your support and dedication are crucial to our collective progress. Thank you very much, dear sir. I express my sincere appreciation to Dr. D. Neti Jayaraju sir, our convener, for taking the lead and initiative in restarting these online sessions. Your vision and hard work are the driving forces behind this endeavor. Thank you, dear sir. We are deeply grateful to Dr. J.S. Paranjoti sir for readily agreeing to be our first speaker and delivering an enlightening session on education. Your insights have been invaluable and we look forward to more contributions from you in the future, sir. Thank you, dear sir. A big thank you to Shri Deepak Gadeda and Shri Solomon Raju Olamparti for your relentless efforts in making this Zoom session successful. Your dedication ensures the smooth execution of these sessions, and we look forward to many more with your continued support. Especially to all the participants, thank you for your active engagement. Your enthusiasm and participation are the lifeblood of our sessions. We promise to deliver world-class education and knowledge in the upcoming webinars. Finally, I thank each and every one of you for being a part of this initiative. Together, we will make a significant impact on our community's education and future. Thank you, one and all. So we can close. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Good day. Good night.
Thank you, sir. Good night.